Oh, ask me what... Here, sorry. Just resurrect an old joke, an ancient joke.
Go on.
That maybe you'll remember. Ask me what exercise I'm doing a lot of. Or what yeah.
You seem super fit at the moment. You know, you always look great, but you look better. Your eyes are really clear. Your skin's good. Oh my goodness me! Have you been doing a lot of exercise recently?
Oh, women. And then you have to say women in a question mark.
Women?
Not women. Women. Do you remember that joke?
Benny Hill. It was a Benny Hill interview.
It was a Benny Hill joke.
It was a Benny Hill interview.
That joke has not been told in 40 years.
Yeah.
For people who can't see it, you go, and then you go, not women, you do the hourglass shape, and you go, women, as in swimming.
Yeah.
That, I'm sorry, I had to just resurrect. That is 40 years since anyone
I'm glad
has told
you got that off your chest. I remember it was a sketch, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you go, no, well, not
with
women.
the guy who was always in the Benny Hill show.
Yeah.
Who was a genius, who just played the permanent straight guy.
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant actor. Was
Fabulous
never in anything
actor.
other
God,
than the
what was
Benny
his
Hill
name?
show.
Jeez, that's going to kill me. Someone's going to text me with it.
All right, I've got a great question for this next guy. He's been on before, friend of the show, favourite of the show. We've never hit him with this one, right? And it's fair. It's a fair. I bet he's been dying to be asked it. Because we all know that astronomy is the sort of amateur version of astrology.
Yeah. Do we know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask him about that.
Yeah, good.
Because we all know that astrology is the real deal.
Yeah.
And then the astronomers they're having a bit of fun with a bit of sort of stick the tail on the donkey, or pin the tail on the donkey.
Yeah. You all right there, Dara?
Stop banging my head off the table here.
No, you've not had your intro yet. You've not had your intro yet.
You're just doing this to...
Oh, there he is, the little astronomer in the corner, giving it a go. Gone past.
His telly shows prove he can make you laugh sitting down, and now he's back on the road to make you laugh standing up. His new tour, Recreation, continues next week in Dublin and hits the UK in April. So let's find out what it's like being Dara Ó Briain.
All right, come on, let's hear for Dara Ó Briain. Dara, 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 Dara. So what star sign are you?
Oh, Christ. I'm an Aquarian, if you must know. I am actually. Yeah. So it's
I'm an Aries, but the thing about us Aries is, right?
All right.
We don't believe in star signs.
Oh, that's great. That's handy.
That's a very Aries
thing.
thing.
It is. Yeah.
Dara, you're back with a tour, and you already know it's going to be okay.
Yeah, because we did it last week, and it worked. And you're kind of going, okay, it'll work. That's
all right.
fine.
So tell us about that process.
Well, you because it's weird. It's like, do you know that thing about if you put blindfolds on 6 different people, got them to touch an elephant in different places, they all describe different parts of it. Of
course.
You write the show in 20-minute blocks, and then you hope that when they all get glued together, it becomes an actual proper show. And so you only get to do it in full maybe 2 or 3 times before you do the opening night.
Now, you've already sort of road tested it in Ireland.
The full show. There's a whole world of gigs in London, for example, in which you just try out stuff,
bits and bobs,
and you try things, and maybe you go do 40 minutes, maybe do an hour,
a bit of fun.
Yeah, and then you do. Last Wednesday was an opening night,
and you just pop out. I'm just popping out to try another bit.
I'm going to say
I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah, it's not big, and then there'll be loads of us lining up in this little room somewhere in above a bar in a pub somewhere, like whatever, and all with little sheets of paper to write the thing,
and then you cobble enough together, and then you take it to Ireland,
and then you fling it on the wall, and you try to put it in order, and then you do it all in full for the first time, and it worked, because it's a weird game of I know I've got enough stuff, but is the order right? That's the weird question. Is the order right? Yeah, and so it's all about that. It's all about how much do I lift them and how much do I drop them, and the order in which I lift them and drop them.
It's like your own dark side of the moon.
It is. It's a symphony I'm putting out there, Chris. It's a symphony.
So it's Recreation. It's your 10th tour.
Yeah.
So you're quite good at this. I mean, your last tour was voted the best, wasn't it? You won some kind of
award.
There
was an award, for best UK tour.
Did you get an award? Was there a night?
There was a physical day. There
was a do.
But I couldn't go because I was on tour.
Hey,
like that. No.
By the way, does anybody turn up at that award? Yeah. Like, sorry, this is next, but can't be with us. Can't be with us tonight. Still on tour. So what did you win? Where did you win?
It was Chorley is a big comedy website in the UK, and it was the best UK tour. So
congratulations!
Thank you very much. And this is kind of chapter 2 of that show.
By the way, the last show was 173 venues across 20 countries.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
It's just gone that way, and it's actually kept it really alive, because you're kind of going, oh look, I'm going to Greece for the first time now, and you'll meet people there who know your stuff, which is really, really mad, like whatever. Or you go Canada for the first time, whatever. So it's added all these extra countries to it and places to go with it, and that just kind of, I did Latvia, and it was in this room that was former Soviet Communist Hall, had big murals on the ceiling and so you just go to mad places with it, like whatever. And the people who know your stuff from clips on the internet.
And what was the comedy vibe, the architectural comedy vibe like in a former communist hall?
It was weirdly like an Irish parish hall, but just had a mural on the ceiling.
Wow.
Of the Workers' Collective has, this big kind of Soviet art.
And I bet you made reference to it straight away.
Of course, make a reference to it, like whatever you did. Absolutely,
meets it head on. Wonderful stuff. And, we have Tilly who works on the show, whose sister Emma, she's I was going to say she sort of started stand-up, but she hasn't. It's been a while now. And I remember when she signed up for a stand-up course, didn't she? She went to learn stand-up. And it's a craft you can actually learn. Because you're still learning, we're all still learning. I'm still learning to do this.
Absolutely,
Can you learn to be funny? Because I was just been recanting because you were coming in, funny brain, funny man, clever brain, and you have all these parallel thoughts, and you pick one out, and that's in the right order, and then you shove them around like you say, and not just as a set, but in a sentence as well. And I've got a friend who went to the inauguration. The Trump thing,
right?
And his whole sort of recounting the event, it's just hilarious because he sees it all as funny.
Yeah.
So for example, the chair that he was designated was a rubbish chair, and his take on that was, how did this chair get in? It must have been the plus one of another chair.
Right.
That's a funny way of looking at that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can't be cynical because cynical's not funny, is it?
You can be sneering, I suppose. Sneering can sometimes
but not
work.
really, though.
Yeah, you can be critical of things. Criticism. It's sometimes easier to. It's maybe sometimes too much easier to be critical. Criticism can be just punchy in a way that maybe praise cannot. So that makes it easier. And you're giving out. A lot of comedians give out about things.
Yes.
But I suppose it's funnier maybe to put yourself in the position of being the loser in a situation.
And also being the one frustrated.
Yes.
As opposed to being angry.
Yeah.
And so there's skepticism, which is healthier than cynicism. And cynicism might trip you up because it might become habit energy, and you become so cynical about everything, you've got to get some of that wrong.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're not going to get. No one's going to make a million going on stage going, "I had a lovely holiday," and we went. Do you know what we did? We went scuba diving. It was really nice. It was really good. And I took it really well.
Actually, you sounded a bit like Eddie's out there.
But he couldn't just be. You have to go. I went on holiday and all went terribly wrong. Tried this and went back. And you need a misadventure. You need it to be the. You need to be the fall guy because automatically you're standing in front of people on an elevated platform.
Yeah.
See, there's a weird. You're always playing games with that authority and so that you have to be the guy who then falls in his face. Because you're already you put yourself into a position of going, all of you shut up and listen to me for 2 hours. Like the payoff has to be that you go, and I will pay it off by making a mess of something. And so there is, for example, in this show, I'm not going to give it, but there's a massive thing that goes really wrong at the end, and it just is like and then you just ride that wave. Is it a story?
You're telling a
huge long story, and
so
then
you're telling a story, and it gets worse and worse and
worse.
worse.
No, it goes good, better, and then you pull the rug So you create a kind of mood, and then you whip it.
True story.
True story. Totally true story. Yeah,
love it.
It's great because it's like a proper long. And people go, "Oh, I see where this is going." You don't. You really don't see where this is going. And then once you've got them into that, then you ride that wave of and you reinforce.
You're excited about your own set.
Love it. I can tell the story
man.
for a year and a half. It's great because there's a point where you're on stage and you go, "Oh, have I got a thing for you? Have I got?" You don't even know what's going to happen next.
You make me really want to come and see you.
It's a good. It's a good show.
Which I know is your job, but anyway, DaraOBriain.com. And so Dara comes to the UK, the mainland. That is. Here we go.
You're just doing this to your deliberately. I
just did. Wind him up. Wind him up, and off he goes.
Starts in April, and so it's all. I obviously don't know off the head. When I'm in Manchester, when I'm in Birmingham, but I will be in all these places
from April.
Yes, from April.
You start in Buxton, just as long as you know where to be for the first date.
First night I will be in the Opera House in Buxton.
Your tour manager will get you everywhere else you need to go.
And then after that somebody will drive.
Okay, I can do it for you. April, Buxton, Northampton, Cheltenham, Bexhill, Bedford, Chester. Oh, they like you in Chester. St Albans, and then in May, Ipswich, Oxford, Reading, Douglas, York, Birmingham, 2 nights in Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Canterbury, Basingstoke, Cambridge, Portsmouth, Kings, and then it goes on. It's a lot of the UK.
Anywhere, any population centre, anywhere there's a room.
Then you get on a plane. Then you get on a plane.
Yes, and then I go to Oslo, and then I go to Auckland, and then I do.
So cool, man!
It's so nice.
Wait, what's it like?
53.
What's it like?
And it's still good. That I'm still having fun with this.
Tour number 10.
Tour number 10. Big tour number 10. Yeah.
If you could pick like a tour, if you had to make up a tour out of the last 9,
Oh yeah.
what kind of things would you pick? What have been the big hits?
The video game routine. Literally, one of your team said that he saw his 14-year-old brother laugh at the video team, and he was 12, and he saw his brother.
Video game routine.
There's a routine about video games, about playing how bad I am at playing video games, that involves me getting on the buttons wrong, and my agent jump crouch touch is the and it being like it's hard to say, but it was a 10-minute routine about how video games are straight. Really
Okay, so video game routine.
Video game, the lingerie routine.
The lingerie routine?
That's a good routine. About there's stockings. What are stockings? What is it in a man that makes you go, I love a woman who looks like she's been dipped in ink? That was like, and then it goes into a whole routine about lingerie. There's closer routines. It's about, I'd say I could do just the closer routines.
Okay, so video game routine.
Give
us a third. Give us a hat trick.
Hang on. What was this one that I'm doing at the moment? Dr. Bear. Dr. Bear.
Give us a bit more.
Dr. Bear is about we went on an antenatal course, and the woman said about how the incision, a bad tear is better than a cut. About that. Oh my God, that thing that happens during birth that I'm happily now forgotten. But anyway, and I had and I turned to my wife, who was a surgeon, but not saying, she went no.
None of that.
And I said because most hospitals. A friend of mine said this line to me, and I just took it. We said because most hospitals, when it comes to the initial incision, use a bear. And I had a line with call it paging Dr. Bear, and Dr. Bear would arrive into the and go and just yoink.
Oh
rip
my
over.
God, he's doing all the hand movements, isn't he?
Oh, Dr. Bear.
You're on the
Dr. Bear is great.
Yeah.
Somebody once on stage in Glasgow, in reference to it, left me a plastic bag on the stage at half time, and I went and opened it up, and it had a bear mask and a stethoscope in it as a homage to Dr. Bear, paging Dr. Bear. But you could do. Don't put the idea in my head that like at some point I can just do a greatest hits tour, but yeah, I could
People
revisit.
Would love that.
Yeah, but
it's like watching a movie. If you love a movie, you watch it again. It's a different movie. The movie's the same, but you're different.
Oh yeah, no, I'd bring it. Absolutely. No, you could do a retrospective thing or whatever.
Man.
But what I can still come up with maybe keep that for when I begin to not.
Nobody does a great hits tour though, do they? Comedically,
Eddie did one once. The Eddie did one once. He's the only one who's done. I think maybe Jimmy did one. Of just stuff that because he's going new places.
Do they call it greatest hits?
They did. They actually did.
Why not?
I think think when you find yourself going, I can't write a new one. I can't write another one now.
Yeah.
I quite like writing the new one.
All right.
So yeah. So let's keep me doing that.
Okay.
But know that the pension plan is I go out and do all the favourite ones again.
You need a pension plan. By the way, tax return today. How's that going?
Oh, great! Can't wait! Can't wait to go make that favourite.
All right.
Tax return and give blood on the same day. Literally living metaphor for each other.
Good for you. Where'd you give blood?
Oh, Westfield.
Right or left arm?
Always right. Always right arm.
Right as well.
They can find a vein there, like the. But Westfield's really good. You can get in all the time.
I've started hanging, so we have this, this door hanger. Like I don't know what's it called? Hanging bar.
A pull-up bar.
Like a pull-up bar.
Yeah, and you can hang it on your door frame. They're great, aren't they?
Yeah.
So clever the way they just hang on your door frame. And we have ours up, and you're not allowed to go through this door. Well, you are allowed, but there's a game now, and you just have to hang a bit. And I just do 10 seconds. Sometimes I do 30 seconds. Yesterday I hung about 7 times because I went in and out. And now when they look for veins in the hospital, you wonder where that was going, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's more veins because my arms are stronger.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've started doing a lot of exercise recently. Ask me what... resurrect an old joke, an ancient joke that you'll remember. Ask me what exercise I'm doing a lot of. Or what yeah.
You seem super fit at the moment. You always look great, but you look better. Your eyes are really clear. Your skin's good. Oh, my goodness me. Have you been doing a lot of exercise recently?
Oh, women. And then you have to say women in a question mark.
Women?
Not women. Women. Do you remember that joke?
Benny Hill. It was a Benny Hill interview.
It was a Benny Hill joke.
It was a Benny Hill interview.
That joke has not been told in 40 years.
Yeah.
For people who can't see it, you go, and then you go, not women, you do the hourglass shape, and you go, women, as in swimming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to just resurrect. That is 40 years since anyone
I'm glad
has told
you got that off your chest. I remember it was a sketch, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you go, not
with
women.
the guy who was always in the Benny Hill show.
Yeah.
Who was a genius, who just played the permanent straight guy.
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant actor. Was never in anything other than the Benny Hill show.
Jeez, that's going to kill me. Someone's going to text me with it. It was a kind of a very English, very kind of slightly down here, but grey, but brilliant, very funny.
He didn't play the maitre d' in.
It was exactly the kind of role you would though.
When I'm served.
I'd have to. Yeah, but people would know Henry.
Yeah, Henry someone.
Henry
someone or other.
Yeah.
Henry P. Henry who? Sorry. Go again.
Henry McGee. Yeah, but he did the.
Did he play Mr. Peacock?
No, he didn't. He didn't. He wasn't in that. Yeah,
similar, but not the same.
Anyway, sorry. So yeah, so I've been doing loads of swimming, genuinely loads of swimming, independent of that joke, loads of swimming. So yeah, now I got to find out. I'm all gunned up now.
It's good. Guns out, sun's out, guns out. Okay, careful with the SPF. Now also, Channel 5 have come a knocking, not more than once. What are you doing with Channel 5? What's the newest thing? The volcanoes thing.
We went up volcanoes in Italy last year.
Is it out? Has it been on?
We did the voice. Yesterday. It'll be out sometime, hopefully February, March. It's great. Volcanoes look good on telly. If you put a drone, which you can do, drone over a volcano, it looks amazing, right? So we climbed up Stromboli, which is just an island off above Sicily, which is basically what you dream a volcano would look like. It's just coming out of the water. But like with and it's like an open valve, so it's constantly going. So you do a 2-hour walk up to a viewing point halfway up the mountain, and you can hear it, and then dusk comes, and suddenly it's just that red. And that's ultimately all people want to see is the iconic, with red bursting out of it.
I mean, it's like when people go to Iceland hoping to see the Northern Lights and it doesn't happen. It's like, oh gosh, you go to Stromboli, you will see the volcano.
You absolutely will. It's totally guaranteed.
So if you're 3 strikes and out for Iceland, you've been 3 times, you haven't seen the Northern Lights, get to Stromboli, check out the volcano.
Yeah, I mean, especially when the Northern Lights started appearing over, Dorset and stuff like that.
Marlow, we had him over Marlow.
And people go, I got on a Hurtigruten up the Norwegian coast. Did you?
I did it. Well, Einar is from Iceland, haven't you? Einar, how old are you when you left Iceland? 3, 4, 2. So I can't see. Doesn't matter. Forget it. It's not important. Right. So Wonders of the Sun has happened on Channel 5. Missions of the Pyramids and Wonders of the Moon has also happened.
I mean, it is the most dad set of topics. I've done the sun, the moon, pyramids.
Well, you say that. It's also what the kids are obsessed with. Come on.
Pyramids are going through a weird
for
thing.
That. It's not like you. Missions of the Pyramids, right? Last Tuesday and every January, we talk about the pyramids on this show.
Yeah.
And we say, do we know any more about the pyramids? And we have come this year's conclusion, right? And you're the expert as far as this company's concerned. The conclusion on Tuesday was, we think our latest theory about the pyramids is the pyramids are there to help us out with the meaning of life, in as much as if you lot with your iPods and your jet planes and your rocket ships, your reusable rocket ships and everything else in between, if you can't figure out how we did this thousands of years ago, well then therefore you haven't figured out the meaning of life, because when you do figure out how we did this, therein will also lie the meaning of life.
Okay, I think they're just there because of the vanity of ancient kings.
How'd you get 2 hours out of that on Channel 5?
No, because you show the ones before. You show the platform ones. You show the one they built, which is just a series of smaller platforms. They show how they evolved into the shape that we know, and you also show that they only built 3 great ones, and then realized this is ridiculous. We're putting all this effort and energy into building these pyramids, and then they just stopped building them. And then they just buried their kings in it because it wasn't stopping people breaking.
So it's like a franchise.
Things.
They built Godfather 1, 2, 3.
Big. It's and they went really big in it, and then realized they didn't quite go bust, but like whatever they couldn't put all the effort and resources into it because it was shifting all the resources from other things that they could be doing.
It's a bit like Concorde,
There's an element of a Concorde about it, like that they had the technology to do this, and then they decided instead to find hidden places to bury their kings rather than in a really dramatic kind of like a big look at this, look at what we have built, like whatever. But there's loads. The more interesting thing is to go to the other parts, the Saqqara and these places which are just down the road from the main ones, and no one goes there, and there isn't like the constant smell of camel poo and people hawking things, whatever. Yeah, it's kind of weird how much it encroaches on Giza. And so to make they keep one kind of corridor open for photographs, but it's Cairo. Cairo's 25 million people. It horseshoes around where the pyramids are. Like there's an 8-lane road just at the foot of the pyramids.
Love it.
Like whatever. So it's mad how
I love the pyramids, don't you?
They're great, but like the river used to come much closer to it, and they used to float the stuff up to it, and then we were.
And you were certain that's how it happened.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. I mean, because even the notion, like, I mean, that's
the end of our last Tuesday in every month.
I'm sorry, no, but there's still amazing thing, and how and like it took a lot of effort.
It's quite perfunctory all of a sudden.
They found the village where the workers live, and the workers were really well paid and well looked after, and it was an amazing effort. I'm so sorry.
Where's the mystery in that?
Where's the
wonder? It's called the wonder of the pyramids.
I know they're wonderful things. Because we built them. You don't need somebody to come in like with on a ship.
Back to astrology here on the mainland. Dara, thanks for putting up with us.
A pleasure. That was
really appreciate it, mate. Honestly, I had a whole Channel 5 chat to have to you as well, but we've run out of time. We always do. DaraO'Briain.com for tickets. Let's hear it for Dara Ó Briain about to embark upon a UK tour. Currently making sure it's solid gold in Ireland, and it seems to be exactly that. Dara Ó Briain on tour from now until next year.
Virgin Radio.